Here you have it. God created light, the sky, trees and plants, sun and moon, birds, fish, animals to walk on the land. He created man. He gave this perfect place to live in. All types of good food to eat. They played games, and they could name animals. Everything was just perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. They never had a bad day. They never had to get a spanking. It was like as soon as they woke up to the time they went to sleep, it was just a big day out of recess in the playground.
And they got to stay up late.
As late as they wanted to.
Yay!
And they were just having fun. Because God basically said, whatever you see around, you can have fun with it. Except for one thing. Just one little thing. God said, by the way, in this perfect garden I've given you to live in, there's just this one tree that I don't want you to eat from. And on this tree, some say it was an apple.
Apple.
Very, very good.
Yummy.
Now, I want y'all to kind of empathize with me just a little bit here. Because God told them that, and they went on a day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they were just having fun playing hide and go seek. They were playing chess and checkers. And no one even bothered with that one apple. They didn't even see it. But what happened in the garden, which you may have seen happen to you, is suddenly this apple grew. It didn't physically grow. But have you ever been in a situation where your parents said, "Don't touch that"? And then all of a sudden, that's the only thing you see? I mean, you could be in this big room, and your parents say, "Don't touch that table right there." And suddenly you can't see the light back here, or this picture back here, or this standard here. All your eyes can see is that table. Because you're wondering, why can't I touch that table, right? And this happened because this snake, who did not like God at all, slithering, slimy snake, who did not like God at all, called Eve's attention and said, "Hey, psst, Eve, check out this apple. What do you think about this apple?" And she goes, "Hey, it looks all right. Well, why don't you have some?" "Oh, no, God told me I can't have any of that apple." "Really? Did he really say that you can't have any of that apple? Did your mom really say that you really can't touch the table?" I think she meant don't touch the table for 10 seconds. Right? She didn't really say don't touch it at all. Did she mean that you can't get close to it? All of a sudden, the snake was drawing Eve's attention to that apple. All of a sudden, all Eve could see was the apple. She lost sight of all the other trees, and the animals, and the waters and the lakes, the sun and the moon, the birds, the fish. She couldn't see any of that. All she saw was the apple. And then her mind began to circulate around the apple, began to think, until the apple consumed so much of her mind that she forgot about God. And she forgot about all the good times that she was having with God. Has that ever happened to you? Ever? Have you guys ever had your mom and dad kind of hold you in their arms and you felt so good and they took you out and you were having a great time with your parents, and then all of a sudden there was this thing that you really wanted to touch or have. And then your mind starts circulating around that thing. And then it takes your mind off everything else in the world. And it makes you forget about your parents. You forget about the good times you have with your parents. You forget how good it is to be in good relationship with your parent, right? You just want that thing. Well, that's what happened. Eve ate the apple that God said to eat of. And God had told Adam and Eve both that had they ever eaten the apple, what would happen to them? They would surely die. God was speaking of a relationship. God was basically telling them this: hey, check this out. This is what I'm giving you is a relationship with me.
Don't drop it. Don't drop it on me.
Why not?
Don't drop it on me.
God said, I'm giving you this precious thing. There's life in it. But God also said, hey, it's also fragile. And it could be broken easily. And what would break the relationship?
If you drop it on something hard.
Right. Disobedience. Not obeying. And what happened when Eve ate of the apple and Adam ate of it too, the precious relationship they had with God. Oh, I'm trying to be salty.
What? All the way over that. Squash it.
Now, this is all great and all. They have this precious relationship with God. And you know, the fact of the matter is, all the pieces were still here, right? We're in this nice relationship with God, and now it's kind of broken. But let me ask you this: who wants to try to put this back together again?
Not me.
Do you think you stand a chance? Nah, I'll get in trouble if y'all touch this. So basically, this gives you a good example, a good visual of what happened with our relationship with God when Adam and Eve sinned in the garden. It was broken, and it could not be put back together again. Now, you all were, in your small groups, you all were trying to put back a piece of paper, right? How hard was it to take a piece of paper back together again? Something even more feasible than girls, thank you. Something a little more feasible than trying to put an egg back together again. But look at it. And that's what Adam and Eve did. They realized they had broken something. And they were trying their absolute hardest to put things back together again. They knew their sin, so the first thing they did was run away. You guys ever did something bad and then tried to run and hide? Never? I did when I was young. Okay, when I messed up, I'd run to my room, hide under my bed, hoping nobody would see it. And I try to cover it up. I try to take it back together. And that's all I got. This. See that? That's what Adam and Eve did. And then God said, hey, Adam, Eve, where are you? And they were right in the middle trying to take things back together again. I knew I'd messed up, so I was trying to hide. And I was trying to take things back together again, so by the time you got back, maybe you wouldn't even notice. You guys ever tried that? They put things back together again, so when your parents got back, you wouldn't even notice?
No, that wasn't.
But see, the thing is, God already knew. And God also knew that though man thought it was only paper, God really knew what happened. It was the egg. Okay?
More.
And God knew that man, me, you, that we have absolutely no power in and of ourselves to put something so fragile, something that was so perfect to begin with, back together again. But God showed his amazing love for man by giving them something a little better than what they put together for themselves. First, he met their physical need by taking their little, leaves. Could you imagine your mom and dad waking up, taking leaves and taping the leaves together and putting them around your waist to go to school in? Right. So God said, okay, y'all are no fashion. Get this tacky leaf clothes y'all put together away, and you get these nice silk. Where they make coats to put on. It was warmer.
With hangers?
It held itself together a little better. But God knew that this might have been a better version of what they did, but that would not take care of this. Only one thing would take care of the broken egg. You know what that would be?
Raise your hand.
Yes. Jesus. And what God did was this. He said, Jesus must come, and we've got to tear Jesus apart. Yeah. Yep. And we got to break Jesus like that egg was broken. And if we break Jesus like an egg was broken, then we, me, you, your friends, your mom, your dad, we could be put back together again. That was the incredible gift of God. Only the gift of Jesus could put the egg back together. I took up a little too much time talking today.
That was good. Thank
Good?
you, Gene.
Okay.